Good afternoon. We have made it to Osaka. Do not take Jetstar. That plane was sketch. Nonetheless, we made it, we landed, and we are now heading to the hostel. We'll see you there. Honestly, not bad for $20. Like, this is 20 Canadian dollars. Not bad. Look at this view. Hell yeah. Common bathrooms, common showers. $20 Canadian. Look at this. Does this work? It works. So far, a success. Honestly, that room doesn't even look that bad. I mean, considering it's a solo room, and there was multiple toilets, which usually in these places I feel like there's either never enough toilets. The shower room, I didn't really get a chance to see it. There was people in there. I wasn't just gonna walk in unless I had to shower, but we'll check it out. In the meantime, we will now go find somewhere to eat. Hopefully we'll get some Japanese fast food. 120 seems a little bit cheap. Let's see what this one's all about. Alright, well I took the first few sips of this one, and usually these are about 170. This one was 120. That's why I bought it. I passed by the vending machine that's right over there. I took note of the vending machine anyway, just to say that I could get this for 120, but you do taste a difference in quality. Can't explain it, but it's missing something. So we'll keep note of it nonetheless, but it is missing a little something. Just had an absolute fantastic meal. Now, fun tip is when you go to eat any meal, what is that guy doing? When you go to eat any meal, you never eat to your fullest. You always leave room for an ice cream that you will buy at a convenience store for $2 and comes in a prepackaged cone or whatever. I'll show you guys. I am just dodging bikes left and right. There are bikes everywhere, and here the bikes don't ride on the street, they ride on the sidewalk with everybody else. And there's no real left and right or bike lane. So you just walk, and they basically zigzag around you, sort of like what the cars do in Vietnam, the bikes do here on the sidewalk. There's a lot more bikes than I remember. And I don't know what it is, but there's no Japanese employees. Everywhere I've been so far, I look inside and they're all Indian. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here in Osaka. I have seen that a little bit in Tokyo. I saw it a little bit in 2024 when I was in Tokyo, and I saw it a little bit more in 2025. But now, I mean, every single employee so far has been Indian. But we'll see. I mean, I may or may not update you on this newfound trend that I'm seeing. Imagine having one of those in the front yard. Actually, wait, here, take a look at this one. This thing is maybe 15 feet tall. Now imagine you go over there and you say, hey, what do you guys serve? When this thing is huge. I think it really is, maybe even higher than that. It reaches past the second story. And it looks like this temple is closed. Google Maps is wrong about the time. Let's check the time. Never mind, they're right. I'm 5 minutes late. We press on. Also, since we're here, I just want to mention I gave some unjust criticism to that drink. For 120 yen, really good value, and I just seen it in another 2 vending machines in the past 10 minutes, and it was 140. So 120 yen, that machine is a good price. Good value, and I'll probably get that drink again. One way or another, we always find ourselves walking towards a park, in a park, or through a park. We'll cut that. We have reached new heights here in the search for the majestic bench. Here we are. We're in Tennoji Park, maybe? Tennoji Park in Osaka. And look at this bench. Or should I say a set of benches. There's 2 of them. Look at this. No vegetation around. Or, well, there is, but none directly making contact with it. The bench itself, very clean, very proper. It doesn't look like a conventional bench either. It looks like some makeshift bamboo. What is that? Oh, it's a bird. Okay, just had to make sure. And look at the surrounding, look at the view. From the bench, you're just looking in. There's the red bridge, there's the lake. There's nobody around. There were people around, but once again, every time I come to a park, everybody disperses. I don't know what's going on here, but I swear this happened to me in Taiwan just a few days ago. It's crazy. This happened to me in Okinawa a few days ago. It's just been happening to me ever. Anyway, back to the bench. So we have the bench here. The only thing that this bench I think is missing is these leaves to be brushed. If you brush these leaves, this is a solid 9.5. Right now I'm giving it a 9. I'm sitting on it right now. I'm sitting on the twin and it's a 9. So this is what a 9 bench looks like. There is my first red bridge encounter of Osaka. There's a few of them, but here is my first encounter with one. And let's be careful not to trip on these stones. What's going on with all these ducks just flying around quacking? Does anybody else have this thought? Sometimes I have this thought that birds are government drones spying on us. I can't be the only one. Someone who's watching this video has to have had that thought at least 12 times. I'm not the only one. You know what? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, they're definitely look, okay. Not all of them are government drones, but some of them, like most. Maybe most of them are. Or okay, maybe not most, but maybe most of them are real and some of them, maybe even just like a small minority of them, are government drones. Look at these things following me. Not only me. Look at them. Nah, come on, I'm not making this up. You know, you could say this is paranoia, but look at. You know, you got to be here to see it. You got to be here. Camera just doesn't do any of this justice. Let's go down here. I think I saw a bench or a set of benches that may be nice. It's benches that are adjacent to the bridge, or sorry, not adjacent, parallel to the bridge. So when you sit on the bench, you see the bridge. I'm not explaining this correctly at all, but look, we'll get there. I'm just trying to focus on these steps right now. Why does everybody build the staircases the Montreal way, which is not straight? Look at those drones, I mean birds. Look at them, just... I know what you're doing. I know what you guys are doing. They think they're sly. I know what they're doing. Where are you going? You think you can get away from me? Where are you going? Oh, look at that turtle. Look at that turtle. I've just been seeing turtles non-stop on this trip. Look at this turtle. You know, it's strange that back home, I have to drink out of a cardboard straw to save turtles. Yet I've never once seen a turtle in Canada in my entire life, and I've been there for decades. Yet here, where there's turtles, and everywhere else where I've gone, where there's turtles just like him, that little guy right there, little ones, bigger ones. I mean, I was swimming alongside an 8-foot turtle just yesterday. See, in these places, you could eat and drink with plastic utensils and straws, but back home we can't because we need to save the turtles. But yet here, where there's turtles in abundance, look at them. Look at that big fish right there. Here where there's a bunch of turtles, they could do what they want. Just another conspiracy. That and the drones, I mean birds. Look at them. Just... I know what you're doing. I know what game you're playing. Man, these birds are everywhere. I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, I think they're following me. Let me just... It's time to accelerate the walk. And how's there nobody at this park again? It was just a bunch of people. Where did they go? Now this is crazy. Every time I turn the camera on, they disappear. It really is like the GTA effect. Things only spawn when you're there. I'm telling you, this is simulation. Let's get out of here. It's like they're having the council meeting there. They're convening for something. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. This looks like a Disney movie in the making. What is that festival over there? Let's go look. Usually those aren't very interesting, but if there is, I'll throw the clip in here. It's like Oktoberfest, but we're April. These prices are insane. This is probably 3 times the price that you could see this anywhere else. Those are crazy prices. Not sure what the event is, but these lights weren't here in September, so might be something going on, or maybe it's just the expo that they're decorating the parks. But there's a lot of people here. It wasn't like this at all in September. Not in the evening, not during the day. I just bought this ice cream, and I'm torn as to whether it's good or not, because one flavor is good and the other one isn't, and they're mixed. So I think after this I'm gonna have to buy a cone or something just to make up for it, because this one's not fully satisfactory. Just watched some guys play soccer for the past hour or so. Decent quality, decent caliber game. It's strange how it's so silent and it's such a clean game. It's just really strange. And then there was a Russian individual next to me who spoke English and asked me, and he said, "Is it the same kind of soccer as you play when you're home?" And I said, when we played soccer and I have friends who play, there's a lot of yelling. So it was definitely a little bit strange, but now it's getting cold, so I'm gonna head back to the hostel and we'll see what's up. Yeah, I don't care that it's a 4-door. Gave the dude the thumbs up. He gave me the look. He did a few revs. Honestly, couldn't ask for more. Hopefully we see more guys like that. Absolutely respect that. Good on him. We are now in the hostel common room. Yes, we got another ice cream. We're gonna cut the clip. There's some copyright music playing in the background. That's gonna ruin the entire video, so we'll cut now. But yes, I'm having Family Mart ice cream. We are now at Osaka Castle Park. And we got here a little bit later than I had anticipated, so we might not see it as well as I would have liked, but we're gonna get closer to the main castle and I'll show you guys the views. So let's try, can we go to that bridge? We're gonna try and take that bridge. We're gonna see if Now that is one creepy phone booth that I will not be using, regardless if it's an emergency or not. Do you guys hear that screaming? What's going on? Oh, it's fencing. It says don't take photos or videos though. There's some jiu-jitsu and some fencing going on in there, which might explain the athletic cries. Not quite certain what to call that. Really hope the camera's picking that up, because or else I did this segment for nothing. Looks like the moat is all grass now. Anyway, we're gonna enter the inner castle. This is the inner castle gate, and the castle is there in the distance. And that is Osaka Castle. I'd insert a piece of history here about it, but I just don't know anything about it, really. Been to this park multiple times. I think there's a piece thing somewhere here where there's a vault that they put underneath that will only be taken out in 100 years or so. One of those time capsule vaults. Let's go see. It's right over there. Alright, this is the Expo 1970 time capsule. By the way, the 2025 Expo is happening right here in Osaka. But this is the 1970. Theme is Progress in Humanity for Mankind. There's the burial structure, which goes quite deep. It looks, I mean, it's a bit dark here, but we'll see what the scale is. Okay, it doesn't tell us how deep that is. If I understand correctly, the capsule has different layers, and each century they're to open one layer, and this runs until the year 6970, and it's 15 meters deep. So this goes 15 meters deep, which is about 45 or so feet. So it is quite deep under here. And this was done in 1970 for Expo 70. There's the castle. We will now check out this line of vending machines and see if we find that vitamin drink for 120. Likely not. I saw it earlier at 180, and it is 190. That's by far the highest I've ever seen it. Right there, 190. We got that for 120. Another vending machine, 190. That's insane because about 2-minute walk that way, it's 180. And where I saw it yesterday, it was at 120. Last time I was here, they were redoing this wall. Looks like it's holding correctly, so I guess they did it right. Good for them on maintaining their historic structures. I mean, it's dark, so you can't see how nice the park with the trees are, but I promise there is a park with trees here. There's some very, very still water that's providing a mirror-like effect, or a mirror-like visual, should I say. Nonetheless, we'll figure out a way. How do we get out of here now? I think by there maybe. And then we get out from the north side, and we'll see if there's a metro over there. And then we'll work our way out. Oh my god, something smells. Jeez, for a moment it smelled of Taiwan. That's something that we have to address here. Taiwan, between the stinky tofu, the durian, and the sewage, man, that place is not smelling good. And the pros about this time is that there's nobody here to get in the way of your shot. The cons is that there's no lights, so you can't see anything. Hey, look, another vending machine. Let's go look. Let's see if the prices are different at this vending machine in the less prime area. Another phone booth too. How creepy are these phone booths? No, they don't have the vitamin drink. Let's get out of here. You know, walking in this park, there's a few things that I noticed. It's just that there's so much movement, and it's crazy that nowadays we've gotten to a point where walking 20 minutes a day is considered active. That's how sedentary we are. I mean, it's troubling. And I see this too when I go to hostels where I'm considered the odd man out for not drinking alcohol. It's like it's normalized and expected for you to be consuming poison. I mean, not to say that I don't forbid it. I occasionally will have a drink, not many. It's something else too, is that when people tell me that they're on a diet, and then after that I look at their diet and they're just eating normal food, but it's because it's so normalized to eat junk food and all this other garbage that just eating as a human should is considered a diet, or a healthy diet, which it should just be a normal diet. I just think of these things when I see a lot of active people around. You know, it's like the addiction to fast food. Like right now we're paying scientists so much money to figure out how to keep people eating garbage food. It's going to get to a point where it's going to have to be regulated, like where food could only taste so good. And there'll be regulations and stuff and extra taxes or something. It's going to be strange, but we'll see what comes of it. Check out this shot of the castle. And another jogging group of middle-aged individuals just ran right by me, maybe even older than middle age. As I said, it's good to see the activity. You know, that should be normalized as constant activity, not just 20-30 minutes of walking a day considered to be active. If your heart rate isn't reaching like the 150 plus for at least 20 minutes a day, maybe even at least 30 minutes actually, at least 30 minutes a day, you're not really growing your health capacity, I guess. Anyway, it's dark, you probably can't see me. I'm talking for nothing. I'm going on a random tangent here. We're probably going to cut all of this. Where are we going? I think this is a dead end. We have found our way out of the park, and we will now head somewhere a little bit more central, now that it's too dark to see anything in this park. And you likely can't even see my face either. We continue on with the journey, even if you're just looking at total darkness. And we see our first Lamborghini of Osaka, and it is a Urus Performante. Probably a better way to pronounce that, but I won't try that. We are approaching where there is the famous Glico sign, that guy on that illuminated sign. So we're gonna go there. Won't be able to talk much. It's gonna be extremely crowded when I get there. It's right at that bridge. It's on the other side. And we're gonna cross the street and you'll be able to see the sign. There it is. You can see it from here. That's the sign that everybody always wants a photo with, is right there. I don't even know what Glico is, but there's the dude. Apparently it's popular. It's crazy. Everybody just wants a photo with that sign. In 2020, when I was here, there was almost nobody here. I should have maybe took a video back then, but there was almost no one. Now there's a bunch of people wanting to take a photo with that Glico guy. I'm not even going to Google what that is. We're going to keep it a mystery. This is the Dotonbori corridor, as they call it, and it's just a street lined with mostly overpriced baked goods that you could probably buy a few streets away for way less. Sort of like that vitamin drink, how we find it for nearly 50% off elsewhere. I wonder what they sell here.
Justo.
It's like red Japanese Pinocchio. Oh, that guy just nearly fell off his bike. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. You know, sometimes you see those things and you're like, okay, now I know what they sell here. You see that sort of demon Pinocchio and you just have no clue what they're selling. Exact same beverage, we found it for $120. At the park, it was $180. Now, I may be a fan of octopus, and I know we're in Osaka, but I just don't like takoyaki. I've had it in many different places. Every time I tried it, I just don't like it. And here is allegedly the best place to have it, and I just still don't like it. So, no photos or video about takoyaki. Accidentally alone in a shopping center, and I'm trying to find the metro to figure out how to get out of here, and it looks like the entire place is just, everything is closed. Every store is closed, so how the hell do I get out of here? What's going on? Everything is closed. I can't find this station. How could this be so complicated? Where's the station? Usually these are super easy to find. What's going on? Where are we going? Is this not where I just was? Good morning, everyone. It is raining incredibly hard today, therefore we will do indoor activities. We'll start with the Science Museum. Now, to get there without getting completely soaked, that's step number 1. Rubik's Cube robot. Has science gone too far? This is basically the rock that does the thinking. Imagine you went to somebody's house and they had this on the kitchen table. That would be incredibly impressive. I want to get one. Whatever happened to these? I feel like they just one day disappeared. We need to bring back the grandfather clocks. Whatever happened to them? Where can I even find one? If I'm not in a museum, I mean, where would I find one? I think my grandfather used to have one. Well, that's some nightmare fuel if you didn't have any for the day. This is a children's museum. Imagine having that in your hallway, just one of these. I'd get one. If I had one, I'd put it in the hallway. We need to bring back stained glass. Maybe it's just me. Yes, it's old school, but I think it looks really cool. We need to bring it back. If you wait long enough, everything comes back into style. Usually. Don't quote that. This is the wall of chemicals that go into the medication that you take, but in raw form when they're mined or milled or whatever. And then we do some sort of weird enchanting to them and turn them into highly processed pills. This is the raw form of many of the ingredients. Just ordinary, naturally occurring ingredients. Same thing like the rock before, like you saw. It's just an ordinary rock, and then it turns into some sort of silicone wafer. And next thing you know, it's thinking and doing all sorts of tasks, and we now have chips, microchips. Very weird. We've enchanted rocks, and I think I spoke about this already. We've enchanted rocks to think. Not that distorted. Very large feet. Not that distorted. Oh. Alright guys, the science is sciencing. 30 degrees. Step into the moon. Wow, this is a whole squad. Imagine you go to a kitchen table and this is all you see. You know that you won't get a single word in if you go to a table and this is all you see. It's just going to be a lot of random facts about things that don't matter. Let's get out of here before my brain explodes. This is like before and after you stop eating like a horse. Before, or you know what, why eating like a horse? I think horses stick to proper diets. The inside of a piano, and what it does is it hits right there and it pulls on the string, and then when you let go, see how when you let go it extends the string, therefore it stops the sound. So you can press and hold, but as soon as you let go it pulls back on the string and stops the sound. Learn something new every day. Honestly, for $4, this is a good museum. Not super long, not super short. It's not 10 minutes, but it's not 4 hours. $4, some cool stuff. I think it's a good museum. We still have about 2 hours to burn as the rain is coming down extremely hard, so there's another museum nearby that we might go visit. We'll see. Well, we have successfully burned enough time to wait out the rain. So we still went to a museum rather than just hanging around indoors or walking around aimlessly walking around a shopping mall. We went to a little science museum, $4. Now we're heading towards a park. And if it stops raining for the rest of the day, that's really good news. If it starts raining again, I have another plan B. So it's always good to save the indoor activities for rainy days. If they happen, they happen. If they don't happen, they don't happen. But you gotta have those plan Bs, the plan Cs, and all of the above. Let's find a convenience store nearby. I haven't seen one in about 5 minutes, which is probably a record in a city like Osaka. Why does a parking lot have such a nice garden? Look at this garden at this parking lot. What's going on? Even the parking lots have nice gardens. I see a McDonald's in the distance, and that milkshake yesterday was life-changing with the plastic straw. You know what? I might just go get it. Let's go get another milkshake with a plastic straw. That's a good milkshake. All right, I said I was gonna get a milkshake, but then I ended up getting a cutlet rice bowl over here at this place. It was good. Not as good as the ordinary set meals, but it was really, really good. Nonetheless, $7. I'll post a picture somewhere. And now we'll go to McDonald's and get the milkshake. Remember, you always leave space for ice cream. You never eat to your full potential. Also at the Science Museum, and it looks like my photo was blurred, but I took a photo when I went on the weight scale, and even dressed the way I'm dressed right now with everything in my bag, I only weighed 74 kilos, which was a bit strange. And maybe it's just bad calibration, but that just seems a little bit low for me. We did it. We acquired the vanilla milkshake from McDonald's, and it's time to take one sip. One sip, here goes. My life's about to change. Wow, that hit of dopamine is intense. That's crazy. That should definitely be illegal. Sorry about that clip. I accidentally cut it because I nearly fell on the floor after that intense hit of dopamine. Nonetheless, we are now walking towards a park since the sun is out, and we will use up this sunny time to be in a park, as we should be, always taking advantage of the sunlight and the energy that it provides. Some of these statues here and there, no English lettering, therefore I can't tell you what they are. And even if there was English lettering, I probably wouldn't read it. Or I would read it, but I wouldn't tell the viewers. You need to keep the curiosity high so you could visit here on your own. Should we hang on one of these benches? No, these benches are all soaked. So we'll just keep walking for now. Oh, that's a mouth. Yeah, that's more nightmare fuel. This milkshake, I feel like the plastic straw carries much of the flavor, because I've never had one of these ever before until yesterday. But I feel like without the plastic straw, the flavor would only be half as good as it is right now. And I had something else to mention. However, I completely forgot, because as soon as I press play, my mind just blanks out and I just forget what I had to say. Let's just cut this clip. This clip's going nowhere. Just cut the clip. Anyone who knows that hip flexor strength is incredible. To be able to hold this position, that's incredible abdominal, but hip flexor strength as well. Very underrated. Nobody thinks of the hip flexors. Nobody. That's what's giving you that anterior pelvic tilt, is those tight hip flexors. Check out this bridge. Man, what is it with the bridges? All the bridges just look really nice. Every time I just have to pull out the camera. You can't just have a regular metal bridge. And another Lamborghini Urus there next to a Porsche Boxster, Cayman. I don't even know. It's not a 911. Despite it being a weekend, there's a lot of salarymen around. I thought it was Golden Week, so people would have time off. However, it seems that there's still a lot of people working, or I might just be completely wrong and it is in fact not Golden Week and it is not Saturday. Could be wrong. No, let's not check. Let's not check. Just to keep it mysterious. Unnecessarily. We'll cut this clip as well. Check out this building and tell me that this building does not remind you of Montreal. This is a library here. And this building looks almost identical to a building you would find in downtown Montreal. I mean, the columns, the stairs, the way they go up, the rust spots. Definitely some sort of Western influence here. There's no signs or anything saying any history about the library. Maybe inside. I'm not going to go bother any employees about this. Or, I mean, there's probably some history here or something, but I can't read that. Oh well, just a fun observation. It's not even a joke. Every single bridge has to be decorated one way or another. Either with plants, flowers, something, the architecture. Every single bridge has to have some sort of artistic feature. I have to pull out my camera every single time. It's interesting how every building is different, or nearly every building is different, one way or another, whether it's the color, the windows, something. While when we were in Hong Kong and some of those other places, if you remember from some of the clips, everything is uniform. It's all the same style of architecture. Here, every building seems to have some sort of redeeming feature. They all have to be different to some extent. Personally, I like it better like this. When it's those big concrete jungle cities, I think it's happening in Dubai right now, and in Abu Dhabi as well, where they're building, even in Saudi Arabia, where they're building these mass condo units, like in Hong Kong and China. But then everything just looks the same. I guess it works. Economically, it's probably a really good idea. It's probably incredibly efficient, but it takes away from a lot of the charm, a lot of the character. I have no clue what these are. But nobody seems concerned, so I guess it's fine. Call me crazy, but look at that building at the corner right there. Doesn't that look like some sort of brutalist structure that you would find in Russia or certain parts of China? Like one of those brutalist, communist style buildings of architecture. Look at that. With even the statue of the dude in the long suit. Maybe we should go and figure out what that is. Maybe it's some sort of Russian or Chinese bank. Maybe we'll head there and go take a look. Let's go see. The Museum of Oriental Ceramics. What is it with the Japanese and their infatuation with ceramics? I've seen it in Nagoya everywhere. I'm seeing it in Osaka everywhere. Ceramics stores, ceramics themed restaurants. Now a museum. And this looks like a very well-funded museum. Look at this place. And that red building in the back. Not quite certain what that red building is, but that too has some sort of architecture that doesn't look like it originated from Japan. I could be completely wrong. Here's a better view of that building. Very unique style of architecture considering what's around. Definitely does not look like traditional Japanese architecture. But it could be. I could be wrong. I'm just trying to figure out how to cross the street. So I can't cross here. The underpath over there is under construction. The next crossing is all the way across that bridge, but I need to get to this island that's between these two land masses. Maybe I could pass by here, or is that gate closed? Oh, no, it's open. Okay, so we're gonna pass by there. We're gonna go around. I feel like I was encountering this problem in Hong Kong quite a bit, in Hong Kong and Malaysia, where you just can't cross the street. You need to always figure some sort of strange thing out. There's bridges. Here, I mean, it looks like there's a tunnel. On the other side, this tunnel was blocked. So now we'll take a look, and hopefully it's open. I can get to the other side. All right, we made it to the other island. All right, so this park is considered a sandbar that's sandwiched between the two rivers that go along it. And the roses signify, I'm not exactly sure what here. They don't really explain it. There's a bunch of roses and other plants. This is the first park in Osaka that was established in 1891. So let's go take a look. It smells of fresh roses here. It smells nice. I feel like I'm the only person walking in the middle path here. If you like these kind of flowers and roses, this park is most definitely a must. I'll put the name somewhere because I completely forgot it, even though I've seen it maybe 15 times. Hey, what is that place over there? Super Dogs. Guys, let's zoom in on this. There's a restaurant or something over there called Super Dogs. What is that? Super Dogs. Very interesting. With a heart. It's like, it looks like it's a strip club, but then it says dogs, and that would be a bit weird. In weirder translations. Who knows? This bench feels right, but look at those ones over there. But I don't like it with the cage in the back, despite the view being better. I feel like I should probably sit on one of these benches. This one's mostly dry. We'll sit on this section right here. Is there any spider webs? No. And for some reason, this bench is exceptionally hot. Maybe it absorbed the heat of the sun? Not sure. But this is the view. Oh, and it's starting to pour hard. Time to pull out the umbrella. What's going on? What is happening? Turns out it wasn't pouring hard. It was just a huge gust of wind that threw a bunch of water on me and nobody else. Nonetheless, it got me to move from that seat, so It just really didn't want me to sit there. By the way, check out this wall of roses. I know quite a few white women who would become violent to obtain a photo with these roses. I think they're roses. We'll call them roses. Wasn't I supposed to go visit that one building at the corner? Let's go visit that building. So when I was mentioning before that this is a sandbar that is between two rivers, is because it really is an island that splits up two rivers. So the rivers come over here. One goes this way, one goes that way. Also, fun note, this is the only unaesthetic bridge I've seen in weeks. I mean, not in weeks. In Japan, this is the only unaesthetic bridge that I've seen. Or walking bridge. Obviously, like the highway and the train bridges are different, but finally we've seen an unaesthetic bridge. What a difference of view. Really makes you appreciate the other ones more. What are we doing here? We came here for a reason. Wasn't I supposed to do something else? Man, how does this happen? I just keep getting distracted. How does this keep happening? I want to put sunscreen, and I forgot what I was doing. Alright, we're just gonna start walking the other way and maybe figure it out. What way? That way. Let's go that way. Alright, it turns out that this is the Osaka Exchange. So I guess this is their trade center, and this is the entrance, and this is a statue of not exactly too sure who. But that might explain why the building has this sort of architecture. It's an exchange. So we answered that. Time to move forward. $1,000 for this limited edition Game Boy. $2,500 for those Pokemon SPs. Crazy. These prices are insane. This makes more sense. $6, 16, 15, 12. That makes more sense. $16. Man, some of these prices are crazy though. Those prices are completely insane. The Pokemon Center Game Boy, the other Pokemon Game Boy, the Pikachu SP, the Ruby and Sapphire SPs, I think that's what they are over $2,000. I mean, is that what they're worth? I wouldn't even know. 3 unsolved cubes. Unacceptable. We'll be back. Much better. I now feel much better. Wow. You know, sometimes I look at things and I just can't help but not know what's going on. Like, what do they sell? So you're looking at this vending machine and what are you selling? Where's the product? What's going on? I couldn't tell you what's for sale. No idea. Oh, is that Super Kids Land? Let's go to Super Kids Land. How to sex. Interesting instructional booklet. How cool is that thing? Hell. An arcade and what looks to be a maid cafe right next to it. The famous maid cafes, which I personally don't see the appeal, but it seems like a lot of foreigners like going there. You could buy cigarettes from a vending machine. That's crazy. Just anybody here could just buy cigarettes from the vending machine. That's a first. We are now just in the room. Got back. I think my legs may have given out. They're right there, I think. Is the camera pointing at them? But they're right there. And I think my legs might have given out. These legs need to recover. I don't know what's going on. They legitimately feel asleep. They just gave up. We're not going to cut the video here. We're going to keep going. So I'm going to wait for these legs to be revived, and then we'll go climb a few sets of stairs to wake them up and keep them awake. That's what we'll do. Just got done eating some ramen. I'm here in Osaka. Last night in Osaka. I'm here with Ryan, a fellow Canadian. Hey. An individual of grand intellect and culture, also a fellow subscriber of T-shirt cooking, so obviously you know he's incredibly wealthy, attractive, etc. And you know, we'll go hard right now, I swear to God. What will go really hard right now is the mythical 120 yen Pocari Sweat. Don't think I didn't forget about you. We will find you, and if we don't, we'll look, we're just not going to come back home until we find you.
All of Osaka will be overturned. All of Osaka. We'll find us.
We absolutely will find a mythical 120 yen Pocari Sweat. You can't hide from us. We found the vitamin drink at 120 yen. We found that. It was 190 or 180 in Osaka Castle Park. Found out 120. Now we're going to find the Pocari Sweat. Just give it enough time, trust me. Can't hide from me. All right, we'll cut that last part.
I love that. That's so good.
All right, guys, it is currently 10:30 p.m. We're at the corner of a large intersection here. And this figurine hobby shop store has items just standing outside right next to the street. Definitely would not work in Canada. Absolutely not. There's not even one neighborhood where this would work in Canada, where they have things just like this right next to the street. Look at this. Incredible. All right, time to go shop. And his hand is there, but his head is here. And his hand is there. I don't know what they sell here. Maybe sushi? Maybe? Doesn't look too happy to be taking my money. You guys don't understand. It really all is in the plastic straw. Without the plastic straw, this beverage, I wouldn't even think about it, ever. Now, this may be my fourth one in 3 days. It's definitely credited to the plastic straw. If this was a cardboard straw, first, once more, I mentioned this in another clip. I'll mention it again. Every country that uses carton straws doesn't even have turtles. Every country that I've been to that has turtles has plastic straws. All right? So we're not saying, if anything, I think we're killing the turtles with the cardboard straws. So I'm going to enjoy this beverage now, knowing that I'm supporting the turtles. It's fantastic. Men of culture, I may have found one of the best named stores ever. Guts. If you know the reference, you're a subscriber to my YouTube cooking show. If you know the reference. I think we're going to go into this store. I don't even know what they sell, but we're going to find out. We're going to go in.
They got guts.
But the store is Guts.
So much character for no reason, you know?
You know, this is one of those things that when somebody asks me what I saw, and I try to explain to them what I'm looking at, it just doesn't work. It just would not work. What's going on? Look at this guy just staring at me. I'm supposed to be in bed soon, and I think... I don't even know anymore.
Tastes good.
Hell yeah. If the stars align and I see another one of those faces somewhere else, we might get another milkshake. That's what I say. So we'll put a bet on this. If I see one of those things again, we get another milkshake.
Hey,
That-
can you do a quick 180?
Or if I see a Lexus LFA driving publicly or a Carrera GT, I'll get another milkshake before the night ends.
So incredibly specific.
All right, hold me to that. We have once more found the red vitamin water at 120, and Ryan is now going to give it a try because I've been hyping this up. So worst case, he doesn't like it, and oh no, he's gonna like it. Nah, we're not even gonna think. Why do we always think worst case first? That's like a natural defense thing.
It's a North American thing.
It's a North American thing. All right.
All right, this is the W vitamin water.
This is the
120 yen.
at 120, 120 yen.
Oh, I do like that.
It's good, right?
Yeah, that's really
It's good, yeah. See? I'm telling you, this vitamin water at 120, best bang for the buck that you could buy in terms of, it does hit different. In terms of teeth, enamel rotting, big dentist beverages, this one's it.
I'm buying this again.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you.
It's pretty good, dude.
I'm telling you, this is good.
Wow.
I'm telling you guys, that drink changes things.
It's
You
good.
don't see things the same after you have that drink. I'm telling you.
Have the lights always been this color?
No, you're seeing new things. You are seeing new lights. Everything will be different from now.
crazy.
I'm telling you, it's not
new
the
world.
same. It's people don't believe me until they experience it. You know what? I'm not even going to talk more about it. We're going to cut the clip right here because you have to try it yourself.
You know what? He's gonna start doing Japanese tours for vending machine drinks. The tours start at about $4,000, but let me tell you, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
The way that you see the world afterwards, it's crazy. I'm actually only in Japan for this tour. We weren't going to talk about it, but it's been insane so far.
Yeah. Well, actually, good. See, fun note here is Ryan didn't do the one-time payment of $4,000. He opted for the option that I personally recommend, which is 32 payments of $850. Much better and much more affordable, obviously. Definitely a better option. We could talk about that. I mean, just send me a private message. We'll talk about that in detail.
Worth every penny.
Worth every penny. Oh, let's go this way. I think this is the first ever closed McDonald's that I've ever witnessed in my entire life. This right here should be a McDonald's where I was perhaps thinking of getting another milkshake, and it is closed. I've never seen that before. First time.
That's what you get for seeing that V10, you know?
That's what I get for seeing the V10. That's what I get. Wow. I will never recover from this. Wow, this is more underwhelming than the Hong Kong light show, which was almost 1/6 as underwhelming as the Petronas Towers. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted, which was almost... Kade sabamade sit. Sabamade en kiss. Tabarnak. I forgot what I was gonna say, but you know what? Just cut this clip. Just cut this.
The Hong Kong.
Oh, the Hong Kong.
That's underwhelming.
Oh yes. Oh, vending machines. Is there the? I'm telling you, you can't find a vitamin drink anywhere. Nowhere. You can't find it. Oh wait, no, that's the pamplemousse drink. 150 here. It was 120 at the other place. Now it's 150.
Pocari's 180.
180 for the Pocari. Nah,
That's crazy.
that's poisonous Pocari. No, we don't want that one. Nope, nothing here. Hey, look, at-home cafe. For
We
all,
have cafe at home.
yeah, for all of you.
So, please tell me about this Hong Kong light show.
Oh yes, so the Hong Kong Light Show. It's 7 to 8 buildings. That.
Store's open late. Tell me.
Oh, this. Okay. Let's go in the store. Let's go in. Oh wait, I can't film in the store. All right, we'll cut the clip. We will not be getting ice cream again, because instead we got a vitamin beverage.
And you could never do both and have a float, right? That could never happen.
Nah, we can't do that. We can't. It's a good idea, not tonight, but it's a good idea. That's a float. See, I don't even know what that is, but I know what it is.
Yeah.
I assume it's ice cream floating on a beverage.
That's correct.
Is what I assume. By the way, it's 1:30, 1:40 in the morning, and we're allegedly in the most dangerous area of Osaka. This is what people tell you to stay away from. They say, this is really dangerous, don't walk here.
So I will say, a couple nights ago, right there, I saw 3 drunk people. This is really late. This is like 3 in the morning. And they were just standing in the middle of traffic, and they did this. That's what I saw.
That's what you saw.
It was very menacing. I truly think this is the...
That was like,
Yeah,
that's the threshold of fear.
Yeah, this is the Detroit of Japan for sure. It's very scary.
Okay. This allegedly is the sketchiest area. I mean, they say don't come here, don't stay in this area, and I mean, look around. This looks perfectly fine. Notice a couple holding hands there, walking in this alleged dangerous territory. And here we are at the accommodation. We survived yet another evening. Somehow. And there's people is that our Polish buddy?
Yeah, maybe.
I think that might be the Polish buddy. Wow, I have to piss like a predator. Whatever that means.
I was gonna say.
So we are, the code is beep, 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 beep.
I think it's...
All right, we're gonna cut the camera here since we're getting in. All right, it's now 1:30 in the morning. We are entering the common room. We're gonna see what's going on. Well, what's going on? What are we all doing over here? What's going on? We're now on the Shinkansen. I've never seen this many people at the station ever. There's over 20 tracks and each one is full. And there's people everywhere. I've never seen it like this. This is crazy. Anyway, we should be to Tokyo in maybe 2.5 hours, 2 hours. We'll check in there.